Righty, folks. I'm gonna make this tier list next year, hopefully when I have played a lot of these games more. I feel like it's too soon. I should start playing more of these games. I know I've been playing other games, Warcraft, that are not necessarily quote unquote boomer shooters or first person shooters, and I'm gonna tell you more or less my opinion. All of these games might change in the coming future, in 2024. When it's official right now, I don't want anybody blasting me because it's not unofficial. All of these games might change. For the most part, rank S and rank A, they're more likely gonna stay there, but I'm not 100% sure they might change in the process. Um, yeah, so I put Doom as the king of all kings. I wish I'd put Doom 2, but then I have remind myself the some of the level layouts kind of suck. And the final boss, I don't like it. Like the fact that you have to climb down and shoot on it, and you have to shoot at the head of John Romero. I get it, but like it doesn't feel like a boss for me as opposed to the Spider Mastermind on Doom 1. And I go back and forth. Sometimes I put Doom 2 above Doom 1, and sometimes I put Doom 2. I mean Doom 1 above, well, vice versa. Doom 1 above Doom 2 and Doom 2 above Doom 1 for the past 10 years. But now, like it's an official, I think Doom 1 is a much better game. Yeah, we don't have the extra demons like the Mancubas and the other ones, but this first-person shooter boomer list has been updated. I'm not sure who is this guy that have made this. I would love to actually help him make this list. I don't know if it's this guy, but there's so many games, and I'm actually gonna link up a YouTube video. I don't want to play it the video. I want you to look it on your own time, but it's missing a lot of first person shooters. And honestly, I don't want to go into detail of GoldenEye and Perfect Dark because then the argument would be like, what about the Battlefield games? Well, what about the Call of Duty games? And from there, it just goes on. And what about the Medal of Honor? And it's endless because there's so many, and I mean so many first person shooters. I don't know who even was the first person to label them as boomer shooters. I don't like that name. So I'm gonna put them as first person shooters, but I'm gonna go as boomer shooters because that's how everybody goes, and everybody's a freaking sheep. They follow what other people say and they go. So anybody that's 21 and older, hopefully this video is gonna be very informative. If you're like a teenager that getting into first person shooters from the late 90s and mid 90s and you're enjoying them, I know there's a lot of indie games that are coming out for free on Steam. I'm gonna talk about that in a bit, so you can enjoy that. And maybe they can be on the Nintendo Switch and Xbox. But yeah, Duke Nukem 3D, I was gonna put in rank S. Doom 2016, I find that game flawless. The only thing that was missing in my book was co-op. I wish it had co-op. I would put probably Doom 3 above what's it called? They forgot to add the BFG edition. I think the BFG edition probably belongs on rank B. The reason why is because Doom 3, the original one, had co-op and it was easier. So on the Xbox, you could actually pair it up with people. Doom 2016, that's the only thing that I was missing. And then the Nintendo Switch, they excluded you from making maps, so that was a huge bummer. Even though I probably like made only one or two maps and played a few, and I thought I was gonna really have fun making maps. It's either you're into it or you're not into it at all. There's no in between when it comes to map making. Either you're really into it, that's all you do, getting into those games, and that's all you play. But I don't know. And Perfect Dark. This is another one that I would put probably above GoldenEye at times, and then Perfect Dark, vice versa, just like Doom 1 and 2. I'd put GoldenEye and then Perfect Dark above GoldenEye, and it went at it for the past 10, 15 years. But now I mean, GoldenEye has better memories. GoldenEye has revolutionized what we called multiplayer. Just like Mario 64 wasn't the first 3D platformer, but it actually paved way to actually revolutionize the genre and make everybody a game just like that. That's where Diddy Kong, Banjo-Kazooie came along. That's where all these other games that look like Mario 64. Same thing with GoldenEye. Perfect Dark. You wouldn't have had a Perfect Dark if it wasn't for GoldenEye. That's why I put GoldenEye above Perfect Dark, even though Perfect Dark has more features. Can be probably even funner, but there's something about GoldenEye that the levels. That's the only reason why the levels and the characters. And to a certain degree, I kind of like the guns better. But all the bonus features and extra stuff that Perfect Dark has, oh man, like it's really tough decision for me to actually put this one below it. But I had to. They can be linked together. Now I was kind of biased here with Doom 64. I should have put Doom 64 probably rank S or A. It didn't really had an impact on many people, but this is a game that had an impact on myself. And then Half-Life revolutionized and changed the first-person shooters. Spear of Destiny, the DLC for Wolfenstein 3D. I'm not gonna go in detail on all of them because again, this is not a tier list yet. They're gonna be a future tier list. I'm actually might end up using another one, but I'm gonna go based on this. Hopefully, people can expand because not everybody that is a first person. I have not heard or seen anybody say I have played all of them. It's just so much, man. It's just so much. Like I seen even the biggest YouTubers out there that I seen them play a lot of these first person. I bet you everything in the world they haven't heard or played some of the ones that I'm gonna talk about. Perhaps all of these they have played, but there's some that they probably have not played. The Redneck Rampage, the DLC. Then I think the Rise of the Triad has a third DLC, but it came out with the Ludicrous Edition. I think there's 3 or 4 games in one. I can be wrong. Yeah, I think they added those two and then the extra chapter. Shadow Warrior. Where's Shadow Warrior 2 and 3 in this list? Facing Death, Strive, the Veteran Edition, just a Strive. Nintendo Switch, it's Strive Veteran Edition. I don't think it's on. Oh, yes, it is. I just haven't bought it. Okay. I have it on the PS4, on the Nintendo Switch, because on the PS4 it wasn't there. But I believe it's now on the PS4 dash PS5. Witch Haven. Oh, yes, I forgot to actually include this one. Witch Haven 2. I think my GOG does have Witch Haven 2. Yes, Witch Haven 2 should be on this list. Yeah, I think that's about it. Ended up getting Killing Time. I wasted my money on getting this one, but you know what? It's fine. Hope they can make a remake or remaster just like they did with Quake 2, and then you don't have to buy the game like Blood, where they make the Blood separate game, and then like what the heck? I got Blood for free, now I have to pay a better game. I don't like that. Or you pay for the original one and then you can upgrade it. That would be great. Um, Shadow Warrior was free before. Yeah, it was free. I got it for free, and then they came out with the one with money. I ended up buying the one with the money because it plays better, it feels better. So I'm like, you know what? I don't mind paying $5 or $10. I don't know what it was called. How much was it? Um, Duke Nukem Forever. I have to really play this and the new Wolfenstein games. They might probably change from tier. Probably gonna stay there. Probably move. Doom Eternal's gonna stay here, man. As much as I really would like, I might end up having a D tier here. Well, Iron Fear, I really need to play that game. Project Warlock, I played it several levels. Iron Fear, I did play it. I think the first 2 levels only. Project Warlock, I don't know why I never got it into this game and speak that second one. Oh, this is probably an outdated. Came out probably last year. Yeah, Project Warlock 2 came out like what, last month, 2 months ago, something like that. Oh, I really need to get into this game. Globe 3, the Plutonia, I don't know which one is the other one, Evolution. Thought there were just one game, man. I'm not sure on this. I'm kind of confused. It's the only Doom game that I have not beaten aside from the mobile version that I was playing, and then I just never got to beat it. So it's this one and the mobile version, and my I think they made a Doom 2 RPG as well. There's a second sequel for that. Yeah, there's two mobiles and then that one. I think the second mobile they might probably ended up making it a mod probably next year or in the future. I don't know when. Could be this year. XN2 such a horrible game. I really want to get into it more. There's something about it that is just horrible, man. Sun Gods, I don't like the pyramid and all seeing eye thing symbolism. The game at first didn't look bad, but then it's just like so bland. I'm like, ah man, I can't do this. I look into these three games. I mean, these two games right here, and they look ass, dude. They look worse than Gun Gods. Maybe Devil Daggers might probably be decent. I don't know. I don't know if I really want to give it a try. $20 for for that game is much money. That game. Don Romero's like Katana. I might force myself to play this again in the future. I only played the first like 10, 15 minutes. Dude, the way it's just a trash game. Probably as bad as Superman 64 in my opinion. And these are like the NA games. I played very little. Well, I didn't play that much. Like Blackstone, Aliens of Gold. I have played the first level on that one and beaten it. But like, yeah, maybe I should have put it around. I'm gonna move all of these. Dead Wish, there's a DLC for Blood. The Chasm, the Rift, that's a 90s game. I didn't know. I thought it was just a game that came out. And it came out like before Half-Life. So I have to definitely buy this game right now when it's on sale right now. Corridor 7, I believe it's free. I have it, so I didn't roll in then. Dusk, I hear very good things from it. The Heretic 1 and 2, I hear Heretic, some people like it more than Hexen. Operation Body Count, I think that's a free game. I can be wrong on that. I have it as well. Proteus doesn't look like a bad game. Now, from Super Noah's Ark 3D all the way to Unreal Tournament, well, Jedi Knights, right here. Here, all the way to here. I'm not gonna play these games, I think. Quake 3 Arena is an amazing game. Don't get me wrong, but I don't feel like it's a first person shooter. I feel like it's more of a different genre. For me, that is because it feels like more competitive, and even with bots. To me, a first person shooter is a game where you're moving, you're killing an enemy, and the body usually stays there. Like some games like Perfect Dark, I believe, some of the enemies disappear. I get it. But I like it when bodies stay there and you move around and the body moves around. Sort of like Doom, Hexen, where the body moves around, and I like that they did that mechanic for Iron Fury and some other new games that came out like not too long ago. So that mechanic of bodies move around and they don't disappear, that's beautiful. The reason why they started making it disappear was because the game was pushing the graphics to its limits back in the late 90s for a lot of these games. Half-Life, well, not Half-Life, but other games in the late 90s and early 2000s. So they were pushing the game a little bit more to its limit, and a lot of the graphic cards and machines back then for the computers they wouldn't handle so many dead bodies that would crash. So in order to avoid that, they would actually, you know what, let's make these bodies disappear. Like Rock 2, for example, Rock 1. Imagine if you had like 10 soldiers dead, and they keep respawning. They're gonna keep adding up. The game's gonna crash. So I see how why they did it. But yeah, then it has to have a variety of guns. No, Halo was probably one of the first games, if not the first, I think. It ended up having that you had to only have two weapons. I hate that, man. I'm a big believer of having a big, from knife or melee all the way to the biggest gun. Just so amazing, especially when you're about to actually kill the boss, the last boss of the game. You're scrolling through the weapons and everything. It's just an amazing feeling for me. I grew up playing those type of games. Turok 1, Dinosaur Hunter, when you're about to kill them called campaigner, the very end, the dead bodies, and then you're moving in that tunnel, then you're browsing through the weapons, go into the portal fight campaigner. So System Shock, I hear good things about that game. I don't know. Ultra Kill might probably be another game that I might not play. Not sure. I couldn't even find that one. A lot of these Wolfenstein games, I do have them already, but I need to really give them a try. Wrath, I think it's Aeon of Ruin. I hear this game is just is as good as Ahmed Evil. I'm not sure. This game came out not too long ago. I know Ahmed Evil came out with a DLC like last or 2 weeks ago, something like that. And then there are the games that I would probably include here as well. But it's not on the video. I'm gonna link up the video. Escape from the Monster Manor is like another Wolfenstein. AWOL, that's a free game. You're wondering, well, what's AWOL? Pretty much this. It looks like Duke Nukem. With some tactical elements. I think you're fighting like the Soviet Union or something of terrorist or some crap like that. I played very little of this, so I wouldn't want to do my review because some of these games are probably worth really giving it a try. Some of the bodies stay on the floor, just like the original ones. What I mean, like the bodies you see on the floor. Then it's Dead Keep. A lot of people don't know about this game. I feel like this game is a hidden gem. I can be bad. I'm actually scared to actually buy this game. Yet then again, it's on sale right now, so not
Count
that not that
those
expensive.
ages until
It looks a lot. It reminds me a lot like Elder Scrolls, so I don't know if I should actually include this here. I need to really give it a try to actually see if it feels more like Witch Haven or more like Elder Scrolls. Because if it feels more like Witch Haven, then it deserves to be in this list. Yeah, you have a lot of mythical creatures. I think you got classes where you can actually use certain type of magics, weapons. You see right there? Your stats increase as you actually attack and level up. That's pretty much Dead Keep. Not that many people know about this. Eradicator. I feel like this game they need to really remaster it. I think they made Night Dive made it when Night Dive was kind of shit back in the early 2010s. I think they made it in 2013 or 14. But ever since they started making Turok Dinosaur Hunter, the first one, they just been on. They just been getting better and better and better. But I mean, they're still simps in my book. If they would really focus on their goals and focus more on their fan base than focusing on what the fans want, then it will probably be the best company, right? It's on top. It's up there. But in my opinion, it's not the best. Hands and Necromancy, it feels a lot like not Half-Life, sorry. Hexen, it's missing. Hellbound is like another Doom 2016 minus the Dead Glory. Wait, Glory Dead. The one that 2000 Doom 2016. That you have to kill. I forgot. Well, basically that. Hexen, it's missing the DLC. So on this tier list, I was looking for. I'm like, wait a minute. They include the DLC for Redneck Rampage, which is a separate game, but there's no DLC for Hexen. I feel like the DLC for Hexen is probably very short, but it's a very hard game. Like, man, I was having a hard time. I still haven't beaten the first level, but it feels like somebody said it's like the Dark Souls of the first person shooters. I have to agree, man. It's a very, very tough game. People whine that Dark Souls is hard. Go play some of the 80s Nintendo games where you only have like 2 or 3 lives. That is hard right there. Those type of games. Killing time, oh man, the controllers, they forces you to move the arrow keys. I have two keyboards inputted. I don't like to use my big keyboard because it's not a very good keyboard. Very clicky. I like my small. Wait, this keyboard. I think Corsair. Yeah, Corsair made it. I like my small key. I don't want to use F and arrow keys. If they can make killing time, I would really love that. Really love. Then Last Rites. I think this game was free. I could be wrong. Basically like this. It's giving me a lot of vibes like those PlayStation 1 games that were like similar to N64 as well. To fast forward. This I think this game has secrets if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think this game has secrets. So that's one that you can get for free. Now I'm not 100% sure if this game is free. I think it is. I have it on Steam. It's basically a mod out of similar to AWOL. I think it's a mod out of the Duke Nukem, but it takes the game takes place in Vietnam basically. So it's Nam for Vietnam. So then Outlaws, a handful of missions. I got pissed at this game because it was working really well on my brother's computer. I tried to get it on Steam, it didn't work. I got it on GOG, it didn't work. So I ended up getting my money back. I don't know if there's a way if somebody can actually make this. I would love if somebody can actually very kind of bland. If it's like it feels like a prequel of Star Wars Dark Forces, but I like the environment of the Wild Wild West. You don't know what Outlaws is. Man, what is Lenny talking about? Like, all right, let's search this. Oh my God, ads! No, I'm actually scared of these. No, I can't do this. You check it on your own, man. Check it on your own. Freaking ads! I don't want to get copyrighted. Realms of the Haunting. Um, this game is another game like what's it called over here? Oh, I haven't found the list. Oh, it's like Killing Time. Realms of the Haunting. I feel like it's another Killing Time, very outdated. You want to use the WASD, but I think it doesn't let you, so you're forced to use arrow key. So this game doesn't look that bad. Go look it up. Serious Sam 2, I don't know how many games out there. I believe it's Sam of the first, second encounter, the third one, the fourth one, Revolution. And there's all kinds of Serious Sam games. I think there's one for Game Boy Advance. There's one for the GameCube. I think there's one for the Nintendo Wii. Like Serious Sam has so many titles. I think there's more Serious Sam games than there's Doom and Duke Nukem games. I think. I lost count. And then they're making Serious Sally, which is basically the daughter of Serious Sam, which is a game that hasn't been announced when it's going to be released. It's called Serious Sally. But if you're gonna look it up on Steam, it's gonna spell it like this: Serious Sally. Hope next year. Who knows? For now, it's TBA. Shadow Warrior 2 and 3 is not even on the list for like where's Shadow Warrior 2? Shadow Warrior 3. Game if you guys really like Doom Eternal so much, you're probably gonna like Shadow Warrior. Not the first one though. Talking about the second and third one. Especially the third one feels more like Doom Eternal. I feel like Doom Eternal feels more like Shadow Warrior 3. Like they feel like very similar games. Um Shrine. I didn't know they make the second one, so I had to look it up. I'm like, wait a minute, really? So this game is not a bad free game at all. For being a free game, it feels like Wizardom. I think I did a stream on Wizardom months back. Ended up deleting that stream for personal reasons, but I basically made a video on that, which the graphics look a lot like Wizardom, the game that's gonna be released on Steam. Everything that's gonna be released on Steam now is getting released on PlayStation, Xbox, and what's it called? PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. Because back then, every game would be released only on, and people would get pissed because everything was being released on PC. So like from 2000, well, let's just say from the 80s all the way to like 2005 or 7 or 8. That was like the era of the consoles, and then like 2009 and 10 is like people were like whenever Left 4 Dead 2 came along, that's when I noticed this. I think it was in 2009, at the late 2009 and 10, when people were starting moving into like consoles and more into gaming. Then all these games like Minecraft was only like unique towards like the computer at first, so a lot of the people were more into like PC gaming the early 2010s, and then for the better part of like the pandemic, it was like everything was so expensive for getting PC parts that people were getting so fed up. So now people are like, if I can't actually build my computer by getting a freaking $500 graphic card, which I can get a $500 PS5, screw it, I'm gonna get a PS5. And I feel like 2022 was a year where console gaming is actually getting popular again, and for the better part of 2020. So now Steam is like, whoa, 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 whoa. I thought all these games were only released on console, and nope. And we're getting Red Dead Redemption on the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation. Because Xbox already had it for the 360 for the compatibility. You can get the Xbox. You can play it on your new Xbox. But you know, Steam is getting left behind, dude. So does I don't know why this person is carrying two nutsacks, but there should be more weapons in this. I played the first one. It doesn't look bad at all. I think it has secrets as well. Gonna give it a try on Steam. Go for it. Not a bad game at all. I'll give it a try. I'm pretty sure everybody who likes first-person shooters would probably might actually appreciate that game. Um, Supplies that came out a few months ago. That one's not on the tier list either. Iron Fury is here, but Supplies is not here. I feel like Supplies is probably gonna get a DLC next year. The game is still getting updated, so it's not dead yet. World War II GI is another NAM basically, but it takes place in World War II. And if they're gonna add GoldenEye, where's World's Not Enough? I hate the fact that they keep ignoring this title, man. Sucks. It gets ignored every time, dude. Then Witch Haven 2 is basically another Witch Haven 1. Very, very similar. There's no differences. It's not like X and 1 and 2. Like X and 2 has big differences. Then Project Warlord 2 came along. Then I'm gonna link up this video. I'm not gonna go into it because the game is the video is very long. And of course there's ads, so I'm gonna cut the stream and hopefully you guys enjoyed my list that I'm gonna make in the future where I actually do a good ranking tier list of all the first person shooters. Because there's a few out there, but it's not like they're including all the games. I want to have a one where it's like at least 100 titles, not the usual freaking Doom 1, Doom 2, Doom 3, like Duke Nukem, all the first person shooters that everybody knows that it's on every freaking console right now, like Switch, Xbox, PlayStation. I want other games to be included. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this. Hey guys, you guys found this informative. Okay, everybody have a good one.